where are you? Where is this?
Your church. Well, I found her outside of a condo building. And then next, I have Adobe with many surfaces. One of the things I'm nuts about is texture. So I love the convergence of the stone and the wood, and there we go. So that's what that is. I used to take my walks very seriously. Once you got to 8:15, I was done for the day. And straight ahead is my desert staircase. I like the abstract design that was created by the light and shadow. One of my enthusiasms. When I was down there for one of my trips, Aston rented a house for us because I was staying for a little bit, and I'm allergic to cat hair. So the interior courtyard was made from adobe walls, and I took this wonderful thing, which is a Curated cactus, late in the afternoon, and I was just entranced by the shadows that I saw falling on the walls. So that's what this is.
That's what you call it, an accordion?
It's called an accordion cactus. I'm not sure.
The bottom part is almost like a kind of a wide, you know, that part that's going horizontally.
It's from another cactus.
That's what I was going to
You
say.
think that's from a yucca?
I think so.
Yeah, or an agave.
Or an agave, yeah.
Okay, this is a group of cacti that are taking over the sidewalk. Literally.
Oh, Victoria,
I'm
could
just
you go a little bit
walking-
louder? A
Sorry?
little bit louder?
Oh, okay. I was literally walking on the sidewalk, as was my custom, and I had to stop dead in my tracks because the cacti had literally grown out over the sidewalks. And it's not the first time I'd seen it either. Astrid was kind enough to take a photo for me one time. When we were driving, I saw a huge cactus that literally was taking over the facade of a house, too. And I was driving when I saw it, so there was just no way I could take a shot of it. But this is the same idea. They're forces of nature.
And in the summertime, they really, really explode with new growth.
And this particular trip, I was there in the summertime.
Got a pear cactus?
Prickly pear.
Prickly, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
They have those on Peter's Rock.
And you know, and sometimes they turn purple.
Oh.
I think there are some, you'll see some purple ones soon. This I call Adobe with ornamental door and leaky roof. So I really don't know anything else about the house, but it may be a ruin. But that's okay. Okay, this is cacti in front of Adobe wall. This was definitely in front of a house that was inhabited. And once again, you see the very strong shadows first thing in the morning. Right next to it, cacti in the last stroke of light. That was taken late in the afternoon. impressed by the interplay of light and shadow. So that's how that came about. Okay, cacti in morning shadows. I think you can see how the shadows extend right into the parking lot. It's a very nice time to explore the world. There's no traffic. Needless to say, nobody was out there but me. I mean, and also you cannot go out too early because there are critters. I saw a dead mountain lion right on, well, it was a rather commercial street.
I questioned if it was a bobcat because I mean, a sighting of a mountain lion is so rare.
The thing was just so big.
I mean, who knows, but yeah, bobcats are more common to be in residential areas.
Well, I wanted to keep my distance from
Yeah.
any crawler, so. And then I like the way the cacti literally form shadows on a car that I saw. Like, okay, this is another adobe with a leaky roof and apple sky. You don't see them in New Haven, Connecticut, ladies and gentlemen. So it was a real treat for me. And this is Oregon cacti in adobe garden with afternoon shadows. So I was very fortunate to have that wonderful patio and garden.
What kind of cactus are they?
You need help, Mom?
Those are Oregon cacti in the left, and I think the ones on the right are more like agave. Ones on the right are agave.
Okay.
And I promised you purple cacti, prickly pear cacti at dusk. And beyond
Really is purple.
that, I should mention, they were in front of an adobe wall, but beyond that wall, it's strictly desert, totally wild. I took care to walk in the habited sections of Tucson. I found something like an assisted living facility that was just huge, and they had paved walks, not a lot of traffic in the morning or anything like that. And I like walking there, but beyond the walls you have coyotes. And I was told that they would go after cats and dogs. So I was very surprised. I often saw people walking their dogs in the morning, and they'd walk very close to these walls, sort of restraining walls, or that I thought of as retaining walls, something of that nature. But beyond them, forget about it. You really didn't know what kind of critters you were going to run into. This is what I call large cactus in late afternoon sky. Once again, if you look behind in the background, it's completely wild, completely uninhabited. So the desert really is not a benign environment. You know, I have learned that. One morning, later on I stayed in the hotel, and I went into the bathroom. I was minding my own business and opened the door. and I saw this thing on the floor, and it had this armored appearance. It had all of these tentacles coming out of its spine, and I asked the hotel manager, he said, "Oh, that's a tarantula."
Ew.
So, fortunately, it was on a white bath mat, and I scooped the bath mat up, and I threw it into the bowl. But if I had known it was a tarantula, I really don't know what I would have done. I really feel unequipped to deal with things like that. And this group of cacti right here are inside a formal garden attached to somebody's house. This isn't the typical way that they grow, but I thought the light was very beautiful at that point, so. So that is, oh, there is something else. And barrel and agave cacti in early morning shadow. This is the more typical way that the cacti grow. They just grow wild right next to each other. It is in front of somebody's house, but these cacti weren't tended or anything like these were. These are groomed and cared for, whereas these guys are just wild. So that's basically it.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you.
Well, thank you for hanging the show, Jonas.
You're welcome.
I think
Yeah.
we all owe Jonas a round of applause for
No,
his
for you. Come on. Victoria. Thank you, everybody.
I think there were 15 altogether.
Yeah.
So if anyone would like to dig into the refreshments, you're very welcome. I have some in the corner. We did have lunch before we came, so dig in by